Patrick, tell our viewers about your organization and what it does for vets.
Well, War Horses for Veterans is a non-for-profit 3-day equine and networking experience for combat veterans. What we do is we process them through the program. They have 3 days. We fly them in, no cost to the veterans whatsoever, and they spend 3 days with us and our amazing team and the individuals that are involved. We have amazing sponsors and people who make this experience just a wonderful, basically, decompression time for these veterans. Get away from the everyday stresses of life. Go ahead.
And that's so important. It's such a nice thing to see Americans helping Americans out and supporting our troops, supporting our vets. Tell us a little bit about yourself. This is personal for you as well.
Very much so. I served in the military. I was in the infantry and the Army. I enlisted in 1998. I was deployed to the Kosovo campaigns in '99 when I was stationed in Germany, and then I got stationed over in Fort Carson, attached to the cavalry. I was a mortarman, and I had my section, and a friend of mine had the other. And we, in '03, were deployed to Iraq, and we spent most of our time in Fallujah, Habbaniyah, and Ramadi. So it was a busy time.
Well, first of all, Patrick, I want to thank you for your service. So important. And now you're giving back to vets as well. So horses, I've seen before, like dogs for PTSD. This is the first time I've seen horses, but I grew up, a little background on myself. I grew up in South Dakota. My family always had horses. My grandpa actually raised horses, and I saw how horses impacted him in his life and just the ability to bond with horses. So tell our viewers that aren't very familiar with horses why they're so great for vets.
From my personal perspective, and I obviously can vouch for him, obviously from my experience, but really what it came down to was you got a 1,000-pound animal running around you're handling. You tend to focus on that than anything else other around, the memories or any thoughts. But really, horses, dogs, other, type of animals. But with the horses, for me, and I've noticed with other veterans, especially with our program as well, they're a flight animal. So if you're very aggressive in your body language, they are going to react to that in a certain manner, and they're going to move and they're going to fly away, and so you really have to tone things down a bit on certain horses. Everyone's different. So the perspective and what I look at is when I would work horses, my wife noticed a massive difference in my personality after I worked the horses. If some type of smell, or I was frustrated or angry, or I was thinking about the past, I'd go work the horses and it'd all go away, to be honest with you. And it made a big difference for my family, and it made a big difference for my life, to be honest with you.
And one thing I also like to address, after the film American Sniper came out, I think it gave Americans a real look at PTSD, and it put a face on PTSD. So these horses here, and as well as the service dogs, is this a better solution, or at least a great alternative to putting PTSD vets on medication?
I believe so. I would say, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you, I can't diagnose anybody, but I'm personally am not a person that likes to take a lot of pills and anything. And so I try to look outside the box and see what's going to be a little more natural. The program, War Horses Veterans program, is even taking it a step further. What we do, you don't even have to know about horses or have any experience about it. Even if you just came and you sat on the fence and you're just in the environment, I will guarantee you will relax, your shoulders will relax, you will just kind of let that shell down a bit. And then at the end of the program, the beauty of this whole thing with what we do with War Horses for Veterans is when they leave, they can go get their buddies, they can go get other veterans, and they can come back and then what we do is we fly them back with those veterans, and now they get to participate from such a different perspective with the program, and it helps them help others. And I mean, it's a great opportunity for the veterans, and you don't need medication to do that, in my beliefs.
I agree with you. As far as the funding, this has got to be somewhat expensive to fly the vets out there and for the program. Where do you guys get your funding from? And is there a way that our viewers can help you guys out and make sure that we continue to move on the success of this program?
Yes, it is privately funded, and you can donate. If you go to www.warhorsesforveterans.com, you can click on donate, and you can donate. I think it's a PayPal account, and we accept all donations whatsoever. And then, that would be the best way to help out in that nature. But we are privately funded, so we have no government connections with finances and anything in that nature.
Such a noble cause as well. I know many of our viewers watch this. We have a big military crowd, as well as people that are just compassionate about other Americans, would like to see them being helped out. So even if they have a little bit extra money, it's a great cause, something to go towards that would be very positive.